taking audio complete.
This afternoon starters for Calgary. Number 2, Daniel Fisher. Number 4, Ewan Ball. Number 6, Daniel Hayfield. Number 7, Corey Bennett. Number 11, Coda Cantu. Number 9, Giulietto. Number 8, Marcus Campanolo. Number 24, Yassine Tuha. Number 22, Drake Randall. And number 3, Blake Clinton. And in goal for Calgary, number 1, Ben Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, here are your TSS Rovers. Rover starters tonight. Number 5, Marco Altissimo. Number 19, Eligindo. Number 20, Connor Glennon. Number 3, Jordan Haynes. Number 16, Connor McMillan. Number 9, David Malahira. Number 10, Mateo Felici. Number 8, Marcello Felici. Number 17, Daniel Smechenko. Number 4, Eric DeGraw. And this afternoon's goalkeeper for your Rovers, Luciano Trasolini. Rovers would like to thank major sponsors, Carolina Brewing, Steel Creek, Christian Communications, the Holiness Funds, TSS Academy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please rise, remove your hats, and join Miss Sienna Hector in the singing of O Canada.
As the Foothills come into town, in last year's USL2 champions, they've won 9 of the last league games, 9-game winning streak, including the win on Friday night, a 1-0 victory over the Seattle Sounders U23 in Seattle. A nice free kick goal in the 90th minute by number 6, Dan Hayfield, a returnee from last year, one of 3. Got the goal in that game. left it late, but 3 points is 3 points for the Calgary team as they look to close the gap on TSS this afternoon. As we go over the Calgary lineup, in goal, number 1, Ben Jackson. Across the back line, number 2, Daniel Pritchard. Number 4, Ewan Bald. Number 22, Drake Rendell. Number 3, Blake Fenton. In midfield, number 7, Corey Bent. Number 8, Marcus Campanile. Number 6, Dan Hayfield. And number 24, Yassine Chamoun. And up front, Tofa Fakunle. Number 11 and number 9, Willie Akio. Fakunle, you hear his name throughout the broadcast. He is one of those guys for Calgary that's been around a long time, did not make the CPL team in Cavalry FC, but he is one to watch. Likes to get in behind with his pace. He's a little shorter stature player, not a Willie Akio type player who's his striker partner this afternoon, but he will be dangerous for sure for the Rovers backline. And speaking of the TSS team, in goal number 1, Luciano Trasolini's had 2 straight clean sheets, looking to carry that into this afternoon. Number 4, Eric DeGraff starts at right back. Danilo Smichenko, number 17, and Eli Jindo, number 19 are the center back pairings. And number 3, Jordan Haynes continues his form at left back. And in midfield, number 8, Marcelo Polisi. Number 5, Mark Baldissimo. Right mid, number 20, Connor Glennon. Attacking mid, number 10, Matteo Polisi, after 2 goals on Friday, 2 well-taken ones as well. And left wing, number 9, David Malamur. Up front, number 16, Connor McMillan. As he did not score last week, but he was influential in creating Rovers numerous counterattacks, as that was one of the reasons they were able to get by that Portland team 5-0 on Friday. 2 from Eli Guindo, 2 from Matteo Polisi, and 1 from Connor Glennon, rewarded for such a hard-working game. Guindo was named our AFTN man of the match in that one. There could have been 3 or 4 from the Rovers that were all in the conversation to get that man of the match. The Rovers in the red shirts, the black shorts, and the black socks after playing with the red shorts on Friday. The Foothills in the striped white and green jerseys with the white shorts and the striped green and white socks. Kicking off from left to right here in Burnaby. A beautiful afternoon kickoff. Temperature around 24 degrees here in Burnaby. Willie Akio there to kick off for the Foothills. And Akio at halfway, ready to kick off here at Swangard Stadium. As referee blows the whistle. And the Foothills and Rovers are underway in what will be a battle. Rovers 2-3-0 all time versus the Foothills. As the Rovers get the ball outside of their own 18, Eric DeGraff kicks it to center for Matteo Polisi. Could not find David Malamur, who's in acres of space in this near side already. Eli Guindo there to collect 2 goals on Friday, both set pieces. More of a loose goal, if you will, off of set piece, not a direct goal. Either way, the ball was in the net. This one through, looking for Willie Akio. Early on, Luciano Transley quick clear to halfway. Connor McMillan trying to get in behind the defense. Ewan Ball with a smart header back to his Cape Breton Capers teammate, Ben Jackson, one of 5 on this Foothills roster.
That's going to be a big boost for Calgary this year, having that understanding. We saw them play in the Nationals here back in November, and they all looked very, very good.
Capers team that placed silver in this last year's national championships at UBC. Gold the year before in Thompson. At Thompson Rivers, I should say, the university, and team stock full of talent. A couple of big gets as well from the Highlanders last year, as the Foothills acquiring numerous PDL USL2 talent, I should say, onto this team as they look to get back-to-back Northwest Division champions. Become the back-to-back Northwest League champions. This one over the top from Eli Guindo, looking for Connor McMillan. That one will just bounce into the hands comfortably of Ben Jackson, the number 1 kit, and the orange jersey this afternoon for the Foothills, as he'll lay it along quickly to Ewan Ball. The main thing for Calgary will be their center back pairing here, as this one played into the Rovers area, but Eli Guindo will clear comfortably. Pairing of Ewan Ball, Drake Rendell, never played before this season. Ewan Ball, very communicative to the back line, likes to play the ball over the top, as you just saw there. Rendell, a former player in the lower divisions of Scotland, as well as Macclesfield Town player. There's a throw on the near side from Danny Pritchard, 1 assist in the national championships in 2018 for the Cape Breton Capers. Got the long delivery from the throw, and here it is, into the 6-yard box area, cleared away by Smichenko off the foot of Baldissimo. Comes kindly there for Rendell, that one just out of his reach. Here's Polisi, hits Tofa Fakunle. That's Corey Bent. Throwing now for Marcelo Polisi. First ever unchanged lineup for the Rovers in back-to-back games, and something that the Rovers hadn't done before, but after the way they played in a 5-0 victory on Friday, it was hard to separate the team. This one over the top looking for David Malamurayu, and Ball did a good job of shoving the first-year Rover off the ball. And Calgary would try and bring it the other way. This one over the top looking for Corey Bent. He's in behind. Elliot Guindo gives him a couple of inches of room. Bent with a nice cutback, but Elliot Guindo steps in very well and wins the ball back for the Rovers. Low ball to Malamura. Nice little move trying to get by Dan Hayfield, the goal scorer on Friday. Again, nice ball to Matteo Polisi. Here come the Rovers. Polisi with a little bit of room, spreads it out wide to Connor Glennon. Inside the 18 of Calgary, cuts to his right foot, trying to get on to his left. And he'll slow it down for Mark Baldissimo. Rolls it all the way back inside the Rovers half for Smichenko. Ellie Guindo finds Marcelo Polisi. Now Haynes, former Foothill himself last year. Played in both games these two teams met in last year. 90-minute performance in one, 67 in the other. As this ball will roll out for a throw-in for the Rovers, Marcelo Polisi once again comes over to the touchline to take it. He'll get the roll-off from Guindo, loves to switch the play as Marcelo Polisi, and he'll do that just then. Here's Smichenko. Rovers looking for some consistency at the back in regards to clean sheet performances and overall performance at the back, with Guindo and Smichenko staying the center back pairing after Owen McBride and Mark Baldissimo were the pairing last Sunday. But we haven't often seen the Rovers center back pairing stay the same over the course of the season.
Well, the good thing for the Rovers this year is they've got so much strength at that position as well. Owen McBride played the first game against Lane, came in, did very, very well beside Mark Baldissimo, who's back in his defensive midfield role the last two matches. But you also have Riley Pang as well from UBC Thunderbirds, who's going to be a standout back there as well. So good depth this year. I think the defensive depth is maybe something the Rovers haven't had in the first couple of seasons. And this match as well today, we're already seeing a different kind of dynamic from the first two games, where first 5-10 minutes Rovers were very much under the cosh. I was just down speaking to Will Cromack there before the game started, and his last message to the team before he sent them out was he wants a fast start from them.
Looked that way so far. Just about 5 minutes gone here at Swangard Stadium. Getting home, Michael McCall. Glad he could join us on a warm Sunday afternoon here as the temperatures start to get a little bit higher here in the Lower Mainland. That one just about got past Jordan Haynes, but he calmly collected against his former teammate Willie Accio. That one hits Bent, but it's clear by Eli Guindo. And a Calgary team that only kept 3 players from their USL League 2 championship last year. Most of, if not all, their roster moved on to Calgary FC in the CPL.
Well, you look at the team that started in the PDL Championship game against Reading United last year, 10 of those 11 starters have signed CPL deals. So just shows the importance of this league and this division in particular for the Canadian teams in the CPL. You have to feel a lot of the talent that we're seeing on the pitch this afternoon we're going to see in the CPL next season.
Here's Baldissimo. Nice touch to Marcelo Polisi. Goes over the top there, and a ball just a bit too heavy for DeGraff, and I don't think he read that one properly, as he could have maybe got there first, but he'll leave it for a throw-in for the Foothills in that far touchline just in front of the stands there. Blake Fenton over to take it.
You talked about the weather as well. It is absolutely boiling down at pitch level. You might notice both the benches don't have the dugout covering today. Asked about that. It's even warmer in the sun under those, so they've gone with no dugout for that. But it's very hot down there. It's 21 degrees, and it feels a lot warmer at pitch level.
Throw into the right of Luciano Traslina. Eric DeGraff over to take it, who had a good game up and down the wing on it Friday night. This one right to the feet of Connor McMillan, the former UFB Cascadian Rover of 2017. Finds it into the feet of Matteo Polisi, third-year Rover. Lays it to DeGraff. Now back for Smichenko. He'll go all the way back to Traslini. Rovers, a poor performance in the previous 2 games against Lane and Portland the first 10 minutes, and they kind of came out of their shell, but not the case in this one. Rovers have started on the front foot, a couple of early forays into the Calgary box. As a Rovers player down here, that's Jordan Haynes holding his ankle. Not good news to the Rovers, as Haynes previously battled injuries. And Eli Guindo looking over him as the referee comes over to take a peek at Jordan Haynes. Still down here, no look from the Rovers trainer who's just above him. I think the referee's just waiting until he deems right.
Looks like a lot of pain and discomfort down there. That would be a big blow for TSS, not just in this match, but if it turns to be an injury just for the rest of the season. He's come in and done so well. A guy with a lot of experience, 2 years playing in the USL with Whitecaps 2 in 2015 and 16. As you mentioned, he was part of the Calgary Foothills team last year, made 12 appearances for them. Didn't feature, though, when it got to the postseason.
Haynes will walk off here. Looks to be okay. Chris Guerrero was warming up, but Haynes gives a nod to Will Cromack, and Haynes will stay out there. This one whipped over the top, looking for Connor Glennon. Nice touch by the left back of Calgary, Blake Fenton. And he'll roll it back to Marcus Campanile. Here's Corey Bentz, back to Danny Pritchard. So 3 Cape Breton Capers starting across the back line for Calgary Foothills. Where that was Eugene Schumann. So Campanile midfield, and then 2 Capers along the back, not 3. As Fenton provides the left back option for the Foothills. Here's the left back option for the Rovers, Jordan Haynes. 12 appearances overall last year for the Foothills, and a good season for him. He tries to find the feet of Mark Baldisa when that one hit him, and ball goes directly into the stands here. Nice catch by Rovers personnel, and they'll try and get it back on the field this here is Marcelo Polisi. Now Danilo Smitchenko has a great delivery on the top here, looking for the David Malmura, who's going to get in behind here, but just a bit too far. Is Ben Jackson, a very active keeper, numerous times coming out of his 6-yard box to pick up the ball, and he did just that. Polisi and McMillan kind of moving up here in a 4-4-2, but now Polisi drops back into a 4-2-3-1 formation, the one the Rovers played on Friday. They've actually played that for most of their 3-year USL League 2 history. Team yet to make the playoffs. Was ahead of Calgary by 2 points last year in a June 1st meeting, a 2-1 victory here for the Rovers at Swangard. And then the Foothills won 8 straight to end the season and won the USL League 2. That was 4 playoff games as a Rovers player down. That's Mark Baldissimo. Referee waves play on. Here is Jordan Haynes trying to play that one into the area, just out of the reach of Connor Glennon. The Foothills can't get it to center, though, as Ellie Gindo back defensively with the Rovers. They're keeping some good possession here. Dangerously played from Gindo to Smitchenko, and Willie Akio threatening there. And of the 3 Foothills returnees from last year, Fakunle, Akio, and Hayfield, not all of them got much minutes anyway, so more of a rotation role last year. And they'll rely on those players this year to pick up the pace and try and get some victories after the one on Friday. Here's Corey Bent, keeping that one just inside the touchline in front of the Foothills bench, and head coach Leon Hapgood. Head coach of the Rovers is Will Cromack, who is previously an assistant last 2 years with the Rovers. Assistant's kind of a lightly put way, Michael. Is more him and Colin Elms kind of trading places once in a while.
Oh, he's officially down as co-coach.
Off the head of Drake Rendell to Daniel Pritchard. He'll try to play that one to a teammate that was Willie Akio, but Mark Baldissimo got there first. Here's Jordan Haynes. Once again, Rovers looking for the long ball towards Connor McMillan. And this time Ben Jackson will awkwardly deal that with that one as Connor McMillan bowled over him. But McMillan had the right to go for that ball, and he did. Jackson looking for the distribution here. Rovers kind of setting up a midfield block of 4 outside their own halfway line here. As Jackson will float it towards midfield. Flicked on there by Marcus Campanile, looking for Tofa Fakunle. Battle there with Mark Baldissimo. Rovers claim was a handball.
You mentioned Leon Hapgood there in the bench for Calgary. Head coach this season, was assistant to Tommy Holden Jr. for a number of years. Tommy actually first brought him over 10 years ago. Got into coaching at the age of 28, really, really young for getting into coaching. I played a lot in the lower leagues in England, and he knows a lot of this team. He knows how they want to play. And the thing with Foothills, everyone was really wondering how they would fit into the new setup in Calgary football. And it does look like Calgary, they're not using them as a feeder club as such, but there's a number of players that have been involved with Cavalry pre-season and the training camp, and Tommy Holden hasn't signed them, but he sent them away with a message of, let me see what you can do in the PDL. We'll maybe have another look at you either later this season or into next year. So it's a big shop window, as we always talk about, for all these guys. Also as well for all the Canadian guys on TSS Rovers. You've had a number of these players that you think you'll see possibly in the CPL next year or down the line, and a couple of them, like Ellie Gindo, had trials with Pacific FC earlier this year as well.
Malamar taken out by a Foothills player. This ball looking through for Akio, is in behind here past Ellie Gindo. Akio on his right foot. That's a simple save for Luciano Traslin. Even though Gindo did not get the right side of the man there, he did a good job of shielding Akio to the outside, and Traslin making his simplest save so far as Eric DeGraff holds that one just inside the far touch line. Leaves it for Connor Glennon. A goal on Friday. Rolls it back to Danila Smachenko. Now Marcelo Polisi. Again, looking for that switch. Jordan Haynes in a perfect position to accept the ball. Nice touch onto his left foot, trying to look for it there. And instead, he'll go back to Gindo. Rovers confident to play in possession here. Something that the Foothills did a lot of last year here when they played the Rovers. 2 meetings at Swangard, split evenly, both teams getting a win.
And you're going to know that. That was the only loss Calgary had. That is going to bug Tommy Wheeldon. Even though he won the PDL Championship, I know he really wanted to go through the season unbeaten. So that's still going to stick in his craw a little bit. And you're going to have Colin Elms winding him up, I'm sure about that, every time that they talk.
And that really pushed the Foothills to supremacy in the Northwest Division at the time. After that victory on Friday, June 1st, the Rovers were 2 points ahead of them. And Foothills won the next game, drew the game after that, and won 8 straight, as I mentioned, to end the regular season. So really lit a fire under their Foothills belly to go on and win the championship as the Rovers play that free kick quickly inside the Foothills half. Here is Eric DeGraff rolling into the path of Connor Glennon. Baldissimo to Marcelo Polisi. Heavy touch. He'll recollect it. Finding Jordan Haynes. Wants that delivery in the left foot. Now he'll go back to Polisi, who has a lot of the ball in this first 13 minutes or so. Haynes. Balamura. Nice job here by the Rovers. Baldissimo beautifully done here to Connor McMillan on the near side. McMillan goes down quickly by Ewan Ball. That's a Rovers throw in here. Nicely done by the Rovers to win it. Here's Malamura quickly to mark Baldissimo. Rovers pushing the pace. Baldissimo floats out in back post. Jackson got up there to it. And he'll make a save as he tries to spark his team's attack. And him and Matteo Polisi coming together there.
Calgary Foothills, the last few seasons, they've been a team that haven't given up a lot of goals. And they've got a lot of defenders here from Cape Breton Capers, as you mentioned, and that was another team that haven't given up a lot of goals. So they're going to be very stingy defensively again this year. Didn't give anything up at all down in Seattle in their opener on Friday. Narrow 1-0 win in that one. And already today, it feels like goals are going to be at a premium. It doesn't look like this is going to be another 5-goal performance by TSS, but they're moving the ball around well. They're kind of controlling the play as well, and Calgary looking to just see what they can get on the counter. Any sniff at all they'll try and take advantage of. But just now TSS moving the ball well, looking quite comfortable out there. Like the movement of the front three as well. They've been interchanging a lot in the positions. It's just a slowly approach now from TSS as they bring it out here.
Smachenko finding McMillan, who's drifted out wide here. Nicely done through to Glennon. Referee did not want to wave play on there as Rovers had a chance to break, but he'll instead go for a free kick here for TSS just outside the Foothills area to left of Ben Jackson.
A bit disappointing there wasn't an advantage played there. Connor Glennon had a lot of room to put the ball in the box. Only one player in the box though, so possibly they'll have more danger from this free kick. A chance to get Ellie Gindo up there as well. See if he can add to his 2-goal haul that he got on Friday night.
Other game in the USL2 Northwest Division, Victoria and Portland scoreless just past the 10th minute mark. As Rovers get a free kick here to left of Ben Jackson, left-footed Jordan Haynes up to take it. He'll whip this one into the air. It's a low one cleared there quickly by the Foothills. Polisi goes back into the air first. Matteo Polisi, and he just let that one go off his foot as he tried to play back across the air for Eli Gindo. Again, right idea by the Rovers to trying to make it a too-quick passing play. But this one goes just wide as you see the ball played in again from Marcelo Polisi's brother Matteo. And just didn't have the positioning right on that one. Kind of leaned back a little bit too much, and that one rolled out for a goal kick for Jackson. But scary times here for the Foothills as the Rovers applying the pressure. Here's Ewan Bald. Rolls into the path. Dan Hayfield. Back for Danny Pritchard. Him and Daniel Kaiser battling it out for the right back role of the Foothills in this USL League 2 season. Tofa Fakunle with a nice touch. He'll try to bring it into the Rovers area. Connor Glennon back, pressuring, nicely done by the SFU winger. Five SFU players on this Rovers roster, all starting today. A lot of chemistry happening on the pitch right now. Here's Campanile. Nicely played over the top, looking for Fakunle. There is Blake Fenton furthest forward in the left back position for the Foothills. Fakunle in there as well. Lost the ball. Here's Mark Baldissimo in a good position to pick it up. McMillan trying to move on by Dan Hayfield. Cuts it back. Good step in by Fenton. And possession went back by the Foothills. Yassine Chimon goes all the way back to Jackson. He'll try to play to this near wing, but Jordan Haynes and Eli Guindo will try and clear defensively. And Guindo with a beautiful play to get the ball out of his feet and find a rover. Polisi, now Baldissimo. Smichenko spreads it here to Guindo. Head to Malamura. That one a high riser. Jordan Haynes will collect that one. Malamura's looked very good in his first 2 games and change here as a TSS FC Rover, current VMSL player for Croatia. And he's been very pacey, 2 assists in the first game. Did not provide anything in points-wise side of things on Friday, but was very dangerous again. Providing, like Connor McMillan, he also didn't get points, but just providing for his teammates and building up in that counterattack that's been so dangerous to start the year for TSS.
The good thing for TSS in the first 2 games, the goals are coming, and the assists as well, from all of the front 3, so they're all contributing. A couple of goals for the man on the ball just now as well on Friday night, Eli Guindo. And one thing to factor into this is going to be how big a factor tiredness is going to play when we get into the second half. As I mentioned, it's really hot down the pitch. Both these teams playing tough games on Friday night. TSS starting with the exact same lineup, but that's going to mean they're going to have a lot of fresh players to bring off the bench and some dangerous players as well.
No Gurman Sanga, Gurman Jaj, Chris Guerrero. Three of just a couple names on the bench for the Rovers this afternoon. Ben Jackson with the goal kick. Malamura thought about getting there first. Corey Bent gets a touch, and Danny Pritchard will smack that one out of play.
Calgary's not had really much going forward so far. I mean, they've got Akio up front who's running around a lot, but he's not getting a lot of support up there. Looks a little bit isolated. Every time he's kind of got his head in the ball and knocked it on, there's been no other Foothills player around him. Akio, the only player on this Foothills team that started the PDL Championship game, the only one of that starting 11 that hasn't signed a CPL deal.
Here's Akio, and he's offside as he came back from an offside position to play the ball. Patrick Hips, Owen McBride, Gurman Senga, Gurman Josh, Riley Pang, Chris Guerrero, and Rahid Rahim, the substitutes for the Rovers. I should have had that in front of me when I listed them. My apologies. As those are the 7 lads that look to come off and make a appearance for the Rovers in this one. All the substitutes that came in on Friday, all 6 of them were very good. As the Rovers kind of rotated in their it's a season of first so far for the Rovers. As the Foothills recover possession, they're only ahead of Willie Akio. Danilo Smichenko not giving Akio any space here.
Akio only hit 1 goal in the regular season last year in his 10 appearances, and looks like he needs a little bit of support up there to try and get anything going tonight. TSS looking dangerous. Malamura now playing in McMillan.
Matteo Polisi in space. Nice ball over the top to Connor Glennon. Lets it go. And that one rolls unkindly for the Rovers to the left of Ben Jackson. But again, good idea off the boot of Matteo Polisi. See the top. And his first time volley here just wide of the goal. Minute number 21 approaching. Rovers arguably best chance of the game.
Getting closer for TSS, and they've definitely been the better team in this opening half of the first half.
After scoring 5 on Friday, you'd expect them to get a couple in this one, but as Michael mentioned, the conditions tough. Both teams played it 2 days ago. Not much squad rotation in the form of the Foothills, but not any for the Rovers, so players will be tired eventually. Chances will come few and far between. Not really any golden ones yet for the Foothills, though. Rovers 3 that did not test the keeper, but tested the area of the net for the Foothills.
As always, if you want to get in touch with us during the broadcast, you can send me a tweet at AFTN Canada. On Twitter, you can find Gideon at _Gideon Hill. If you want to talk about the game, the USL League 2 season, either these 2 teams or any players that you feel we think have a good chance of making it into the CPL, get in touch at AFTN Canada.
Eli Guindo's attempted pass to a teammate goes off of Dan Hayfield. The midfielder scored a beautiful free kick on Friday to win the game for the Foothills as they'll try and break for Calgary. Fakunli fenced on the overlap on the left-hand side. Closed down by Eric DeGraff and makes a good tackle in there. And Eric DeGraff has started all games at right back so far for the Rovers this season. Rightfully so. He's earned his place there after a strong season with SFU. Didn't play a whole lot the first season of Rovers soccer here at Swangard 2017. More appearances last year. Scored a goal as well. Danger from the back line. Fenton working down the left side. Couldn't get past Connor Glennon. But now it's stepped up by Drake Reynolds, and a free kick upcoming here for the Rovers just to the right of their own 18-yard box. It's about halfway through the first half here at Swangard. Glad you could join us on a hot day at Swangard Stadium. It's not even the end of May yet, so it'll get hotter as the season progresses. Makes for some good soccer. Here's Haynes, rolls it to Malamura. Baldissimo. But the great distribution, as does Marcelo Polisi. Some things the Rovers have lacked in the past, the distribution from center midfield. And there's Glennon on that far touchline, keeps it in, finds Fenton. McMillan, nice touchback looking to Glennon. He'll get there, but didn't have a break on, so he'll just slow it down and play it to DeGraff. Now Smichenko. Don't remember the Rovers ever having this much possession against a Calgary team. But they'll try and do something with it here. Mark Baldissimo over the top looking for Matteo Polisi. Good header clear by Ewan Bold, finding Corey Bent. That one just out of his reach, for now he'll recover looking for Willie Accio. But Danilo Smichenko gets ahead to it first. And the referee coming over to talk to David Malamura. A quick little word, and it's a free kick for the Foothills inside their own halfway line.
Ewan Bald's had a good first few minutes at the back here for Calgary, my fellow Scotsman. Give a shout out to his mother at Ma Bald on Twitter. She always likes watching his games, gets in touch with us during them.
Danny Pritchard will take this free kick. And referee didn't like the positioning, so he'll bring it back to Ewan Bald. Dan Hayfield dropping back into a center back roller to accept the ball, and now he'll move up as Ewan Bald was out of position. Here's Ben Jackson. Very good U Sports Nationals for the Cape Breton Capers, a team that shocked Carleton in the semifinal to move on to the national championship once again against the Montreal Carabines, winning it in extra time off a goal from Frederic Lajoie-Gravel. Little surprising he's not signed a CPL contract, but I did not want to pursue being a professional footballer to the surprise of many. This one over the top to Willie Accio. Traslini didn't think about coming out. Now he did. It gets there first out of Accio. Took him out. But Traslini makes a save after having two minds on that one.
Yeah, a bit of hesitation there from Luciano. He caught in two minds whether to come for this. Started to come, didn't go, then started to come again. I didn't think he was going to get to it either. I thought Accio was going to just get a foot in there, but did well in the end, the big stopper, to thwart that danger. Hasn't had a lot to do so far, Luciano Trasolini, unlike the first two games where he had to be really big. Save of the week winner in week one for TSS. Good chance he's going to get nominated again this week for a massive save in the early stages of the game against Portland.
Another nominee for goal of the week as well. Might come off the left boot of Matteo Polisi.
Pretty sure it will. I'll be amazed if that is not nominated. I'll be amazed if we see a better one either.
Well taken from Matteo Polisi. This one through again for Accio. He's offside as Traslini again came out. He would have been out of the 18 if he touched that one. But
yeah, it's a good job that was offside. Trasolini handling outside the box. Not sure he would have if he hadn't seen the flag go up.
He still grabbed it though, so interesting decision there by the keeper. But Marcelo Polisi brings the ball ahead for the Rovers, leaving it for Eli Guindo. Back to Smichenko. Guindo, a Victoria Highlanders in 2017, so knew some of these Foothill players from that time. Marcus Campanile, Francisco Bartolillo, among others, and Corey Bent. Here's to Graff. Rolls it into the path of Guindo. Rovers just keeping the ball here, trying to make something happen. Matteo Polisi, beautiful touch on his right foot, moving, had a couple foothills, threads it through for Glennon, who was making an excellent run, but intercepted at the last moment by a Calgary defender.
Bald again there, getting in with the last-ditch challenge to stop Glennon getting on the end of that.
Free kick here for the Rovers as Drake Rendell came in and struck Eli Guindo after the ball was played.
Whitecaps residency alumni Drake Rendell.
Here's Mark Baldissimo. Into Polisi in a little bit of space here, trying to get by Corey Bent. He could not find Malamura with another ball. As here's Corey Bent. Good step up by Danilo Smichenko, wins the ball back for the Rovers. Marcelo Polisi's touch, though, just a bit too heavy for Guindo. Now Marcelo Polisi. Baldissimo. Back for Eli Guindo. Jordan Haynes finds Mark Baldissimo. Just inside halfway, closed down quickly by Willie Acker, who's been a little bit dangerous for the Foothills. Has not had a shot on target yet. He's gone in behind a couple of times, but offside. Now Glennon looking through for DeGraff. Good idea. Good step in, though, by Blake Fenton. Hayfield rolls it to Jackson Hill, clear towards halfway. There's Smichenko retreating, collected onto his right foot. Zaki with some quick pressure. Smichenko going over the top here for Glennon, who will be offside, and he knew it. As the linesman on the far sides, flag is up. Both sides coaches have to be pretty pleased with the first 20 minutes or so. Neither team giving up anything in the form of goals yet, but possession has been few and far between for the Foothills.
I think Calgary would be happy just to get a point of this. The first of 3 straight meetings, a really weird schedule this year, throwing up 3 meetings in a row, this one here tonight, then Calgary on Friday and next Sunday. And it's early in the season, but you have to feel these could be divisional deciders. I mean, Calgary's always a good team in this division. TSS off to such a good start, getting those points on the board, which is the most important thing. So these 3 games could go a long way to deciding who's going to be in with a shout and who might not be in with a shout of doing something come playoff time.
Actually happened as well in 2017. Apostle that moment. Here's Polisi. Oh my! Matteo Polisi with a banger. Rovers lead 1-0 in the 29th minute.
Another golazzo there from Matteo Polisi. 2 cracking goals in 2 games there. As soon as that left his foot, you thought that was going in the back of the net, and it did. Top corner. Swangarians, you see the smoke, they're enjoying this one, and what a goal, Matteo Polisi. We talk about players putting themselves in the shop window. Matteo Polisi's certainly done that this season for TSS Rovers. 1-0, half an hour gone.
Came off a throw and Haynes plays it over the top, and then the flick on from David Malamura, and Matteo Polisi unloads over the glove of Ben Jackson. Rovers lead, and a beauty that was. It was going to take something special, you feel, to take the lead for the Rovers, and they lead 1-0 on the 30th minute mark here at Swangard.
Cracking goal, unstoppable, but you have to question the Calgary defending there. Defender backed off Polisi, let him take a couple of touches and line the shot up instead of trying to close him down and get a tackle. And it was on the edge of the box, so it was worth going in with a tackle there to try and get the ball off him. Calgary now looking for a quick response.
Corey Bent closed down by Jordan Haynes, gets it onto his right foot. Bent inside the area, gets to the byline, crosses it in, and Elikino in a good position to head that one over the goal. And a corner kick upcoming for the Foothills, their first of the game so far.
Closest Calgary have come this afternoon to testing Luciano Trasolini. Dangerous ball, and Eli Guindo taking no chances, just hitting that one out for a corner kick.
Taking it by Bent towards back post, header flick on it by Danny Pritchard, the right back moving forward, but that one goes out for a free kick for the Rovers. It was a foul on Pritchard.
Time now for TSS to catch their breath, just calm this down a little bit. You've got to say that the goal, their play certainly merited it. They've been dominating this match so far without really creating much, but it just shows you players like Matteo Polisi does not need much of a sniff at goal to take advantage of it. It's going to give them a confidence now. Calgary don't need to panic. They've still got a long way, over an hour, if you include stoppage time, to try and get themselves back into this one. TSS really just don't have to do anything different. And in the first season of watching TSS and commentating, they didn't have the lead very often, and when they did, it seemed to be they struggled to know how to defend it. Last season we saw an improvement in that, and this year they've just been absolutely fantastic. Once they get the lead, they've not really allowed the opposition anything.
Well, when you look at the Lane United game when it was a 1-0 lead for about 40 minutes or so, and the Rovers got their second. So they're comfortable with playing a lead even more this year. More experienced team, you have to feel, just not in USL League 2, but just overall an experienced Connor McMillan coming in, Jordan Haynes, Eli Guindo. So it's played quite a big of a factor this year for the team. It's not to spoil anything, but this Rovers team much more special than the first 2 years, scoring-wise and being able to defend a lead. And overall camaraderie. Here's Malamura.
You've also got a lot of familiarity.
Here's Corey Bent to the air, cuts it back. Accio scores! Willie Accio jumped on a mistake by the Rovers back line, and he slots it home for a 1-1 advantage for the Foothills. Time the game here in the 33rd minute.
That lead did not last long at all. One chance so far for Calgary Foothills, and they take it. Lovely finish there from Akio. We'll just see that again. David Malamura giving the ball. Jordan Haynes just could not get it. Picked off there by Corey Bent, who played it fantastically in the middle. Akio absolutely unmarked, easily slotted that one home. First goal of the season given up by TSS Rovers, and that will hurt because they have been dominant in this match so far.
So the 210-minute shutout streak to start the season for the Rovers is over, but not for a lack of trying by the Foothills, as a heavy pressure by the Foothills allowed them to get in behind Corey Bent. Nice floated ball, or played along the deck ball to Willie Akio, and he finishes for his second career goal with the Foothills, first of the year. And the Foothills have tied it. Here comes Malamura. Rovers trying to make up for that one. That mistake. Turnover by Jordan Haynes allowed the Foothills to get in. And throwing for the Rovers here as Haynes plays it quickly to Mateo Polisi, leaving it through for Connor Glennon, who switch wings with Malamura. Glennon taking on three Foothills. Good tackle by Ewan Bald. And a throw-in coming up here for TSS.
Thing for TSS now is not to let their heads go down with that, not to panic. They've certainly got the taking of this team, the beating of this team, and they just have to keep doing what they're doing, and you feel another goal's going to come for them, the way that they're moving the ball about.
Foul here on a Rover. Free kick for the Foothills. About 34 minutes gone here from Swangard Stadium. Getting Hill, Michael McCall with you in what is always a rivalry match, always very aggressive from both sides. That's what Willa Cromack said in the program leading up to this game. We battle from either side. Not bloodshed, but still enough to maybe lead to a division title. As Michael mentioned, these three games crucial. Not fun to be playing them early on in the division, the first 3, 4th, and 5th games of the season, but
certainly not fun, but if you can get the victories in these games, it's going to set you up nicely for the year ahead. And TSS Rovers' schedule once again stacked with home matches, 6 of their first 8 games at home. If they can make this a fortress, get 6 wins from those 6 matches, it is going to set them up nicely for the rest of the season, and would give them a bigger points total right away than they got all of last year, where they finished 4th.
Actually, second time at the Rovers, that one clear by Smichenko. The second time the Rovers have played the Foothills 3 times in a row. Back in 2017, the Rovers' first year, the Foothills, their first 3 games of the year were against the Rovers. So, again, not favoring the Foothills in regards to division challenging, but don't think the Rovers were that case in 2017 after dropping the first 2 games of the season in Calgary. Here's a good chance for Blake Fenton to deliver that one in. Back poster, Corey Benton. That one escapes him and comes out the near side as he'll collect it once again. Left-footed ball into the area dangerously. Eric DeGraff climbs highest and heads it clear. McMillan with a touch. But turned it over, and here the Foothills recovering once again inside their own halfway. Here's Ewan Bald.
That goal certainly given Calgary a massive boost. They've got a spring in their step now, and they're looking the liveliest they've looked in the match so far.
The run coming up here for the Rovers. Eric DeGraff over to take it. Thought about throwing it in quickly. Instead, it'll go quickly to David Malamura. Back to DeGraff. Rolls into the path of Mateo Polisi. That one cleared by the Foothills, and they'll recover possession. Fakunli been very quiet. Kept quiet by Derek DeGraff as Rovers try to come quickly the other way. Here comes Connor McMillan. Goal and 2 assists all time versus the Foothills. As mentioned, a 2-3-0 for the Rovers against the Foothills as here they come. Here's Tofa Fakunli looking through for Willie Akio. Miscommunication. And those two didn't like where each other went, and Rovers pick up the ball through Eli Guindo from Luciano Traslini. Here's Haynes. Back to Eli Guindo. Michael mentioned again, Rovers a big space between matches here at home. Don't play until Friday, June 7th against the Highlanders. And another big matchup at Derby one. Be the first of a couple of one-if-you-could plate meetings here against the Highlanders. Down off the foot of Corey Bent at a plate.
Division is a derby, whether it's Canadian, BC, or Cascadian. It's the great thing about having all these teams so close. Get away fans in attendance as well.
Eli Guindo finds Mark Baldissimo. It's a Calgary team that finished 18 points ahead of the Rovers last year. But this year, a lot of turnover. And the Rovers giving them a tough go here early on at Swangard. Here's Baldissimo, finds the feet of David Malamura with a little bit of space here, looking through for Matteo Polisi behind again. Polisi with a touch, could he get it a second? And that one's a good save by Jackson, jumps in front of the 6-yard box. And somehow the Foothills are able to clear another push the pace there by Matteo Polisi, who's looked oh so dangerous in the first 3 games of the season for the Rovers, already with 3 goals. 3 in his last 2 as well.
Just feel he was a little bit too long on the ball there as the ball came through. Just see the replay of that. Lovely played in there by David Malamura. Polisi there just took a touch out wide, and it was that touch, I think, that kind of killed the move. It allowed Jackson to get down and kind of cut him off. If he'd maybe hit it first time, he might have had the better opportunity there. But TSS pressing, trying to get the lead back just before half-time here.
Here's Smitchenko looking over the top for David Malamura, recovering there quickly is Blake Fenton. Malamura, one's going to go for a throw-in for the Foothills, despite the best efforts of Malamura. Fenton over to take. Thought about doing it quickly, but he'll be told to retreat by the linesman on the far side, and puts Foothills in a much more awkward position here. Rovers swarming the ball. Polisi with the touch. Looking for Connor McMillan, cleared by Ewan Bald. McMillan kind of squashed between 2 Calgary center backs. Not much room for him. For the first 39 minutes here from Swangard Stadium. Here's Trasolini finding Eligindo. Now Marcelo Polisi rolls it in the path of Eric DeGraff, a crunching tackle, but the referee waves play on. It's DeGraff in a lot of pain here.
Referee calling it back, and a little bit of bother just off the ball here. A couple of players squaring up Matteo Polisi.
Trasolini and Marcelo Polisi kind of combiningly calming each other down as Eric DeGraff is going to be limping away here for TSS. That one was a stinging challenge.
Yeah, going to see that again here. He went right through him by the looks of it in the first glance.
And the right foot came through Eric DeGraff there. And Eric DeGraff is up and running. Chris Guerrero as well, warming up for the Rovers. A little bit of a dust up here.
Drake Rendell and Matteo Polisi have been squaring up since that tackle took place. The referee's going to have eyes everywhere in this one. Maybe needs a little bit of help from the linesman. Yellow card is out for the tackle. No VAR, of course, so we can't have a look to see whether it went right through him or not. From first glance, did go through him.
Referees kept the cards in the pocket as of right now. Drake Rendell, a very lucky man, you feel like, after that one.
Yeah.
It'll be a yellow card now, just as I say that.
Rendell and Polisi, that's going to be something now to watch for the rest of this match. Good news for Rovers fans, Eric DeGraff is okay, arguing his case with the referee that player went right through him there. I think he feels it should have been more than a yellow card. And he's still arguing his case that the referee's not going to change his mind, so he'd be as well giving up that battle or wound up getting himself a yellow card.
Eric DeGraff, a guy who's battled injuries, so he rightfully does have a case, doesn't want to pick up anything now after a great start of the year with the Rovers. As Smitchenko plays it quickly to Eligindo.
But we've seen in all the meetings between these teams, especially the ones at Swangard, they do become a little bit of a battle. And Matteo Polisi is usually in the thick of the action as well.
Him and Marcello really like to mix it up a little bit. Here's Malamura finding Connor McMillan. That one just out of his reach, and Drake Rendell did a good job of shielding off McMillan to win the foul.
Looking forward to seeing the next time Matteo Polisi and Drake Rendell go in for a tackle together, because that could get interesting. Calgary just happy now to calm things down, take the sting out of the game a little bit.
Still no score between the Portland Timbers U23 and the Victoria Highlanders through 35 minutes at Centennial Stadium in Victoria. Rotero and Simon Falk with a call on that one.
A draw there would certainly be beneficial to both TSS and Calgary for the long season ahead. Victoria is a team we still don't really know what to expect from them. Drew their first game 1-1 with Lane.
They had a nice little break. This one played into the area. Smitchenko with a touch. She'll try and clear. Now finds Eric DeGraff to Marcelo Polisi. Rovers trying to break here again. McMillan finding Malamura. Looking back for Marcelo Polisi. That one will roll kindly into the path of Ewan Baldo. Gets taken out by Marcelo Polisi. And referee did not blow the whistle. Now he'll give it a free kick the way of Calgary.
ball went down hard there. The linesman didn't put his flag up to indicate a free kick or anything. Didn't seem that bad a tackle. Just see the replay of it here. Marcello Polisi just closing the ball down, and he didn't get any of the ball in that.
Still down the pitch is Ewan Ball, the centre back of the Foothills.
He's been an absolute beast for Calgary in this first half. He's probably been my man of the match so far. Bit of Scottish bias creeping in there probably, but he has had a very strong outing in the middle of that Foothills defence. He's certainly going to be a player to watch this year. I was quite surprised actually that there wasn't more Cape Breton keepers that were brought into the CPL. Peter Shaw, who spent time with Victoria Highlanders last year, he has come into the CPL with Halifax and
very good.
Looked really good so far, being a starter with them.
A touch from Fakunle, plays it through to Akio, and again he's
Flag up.
offside. A third time Akio has been caught on the wrong side of the ball in this first half.
Flag went up quickly there. Looked a tight one, but
Thought he made the running behind. Almost halftime here, Swangard. It has been a good one here at Swangard Stadium in Burnaby between the TSS FC Rovers and the Calgary Foothills. 1-1 so far. But feels there are a couple more goals in this one.
oh, definitely. Certainly seems a half that's flown by so far. Really enjoyed it. All 3 games so far this year at Swangard have been fantastic. If you're watching this stream at home in the lower mainland area, get yourselves along to Swangard. Tickets are $10 to get in. You're going to see some bright Canadian talent, the future of the CPL, and some really good football.
Here comes Drake Rendell out in the area. Is Akio left alone, and it's cleared by Baldissimo. Held them by Hayfield to let one go. Trasolini deals with that one, but it kind of seemed like it was going to move all over the place, but a good save by the keeper of the Rovers.
Yeah, it looked like Trasolini was going down one direction, had to kind of change mid-flight, and then Rendell again a little bit afters on the ball there, and David Malamura once the ball was going away. Rendell walking a fine tightrope here. You have to feel a booking's coming his way pretty soon.
Guindo finds Haynes off the deflection. Mark Baldissimo's foot back to Ellie Guindo. And disappointingly flying by here. It's been an enjoyable first half. Second half will be all to play for here. Some crucial points up on the board for either side. You feel like Michael mentioned Calgary will be happy with the draw. Rovers obviously wanting a win with that no rotation in the lineup.
I was watching the Calgary bench. Liam Hapgood and his assistant were in deep conversation, looking at a lot of plans on their whiteboard that they've got down there.
Malamura with a nice through ball by Marcello Polisi. Malamura with a pace starting to assist the game 3 on the season. Cuts it back. Carrying on. Hit the body of a defender. Referee says no handball. And didn't look like it initially anyways off the chest of Chimoon there. And now picking off is Smichenko. Looking through for Connor Glennon. Now jumps up in the air and a jump ball. Campanile, nice touch quickly to Corey Bent. Marcus Campanile kept very quiet here. Another one of those guys you thought might move on to the CPL after great Canada West, Canada national champions in UBC in November.
Another one of my fellow Scots, the two of them, him and Bald, on the pitch today for Calgary. He has had a good couple of seasons with Cape Breton, and yeah, I thought he might have been one of the guys to go. Corey Bent as well was another that I thought would possibly get picked up in the CPL draft. But you've got to remember, these guys have scholarships. They've come over from the UK to go to college, so it takes a lot to tempt these guys to give up that scholarship. Yeah, they want to be pro footballers, but they also want to get an education. And if they can get a free education and still play soccer and put themselves in the shop window while doing it, you're as well doing both.
Here's Willie Akio trying to move on by Eric DeGraff. Cuts it onto his right foot. Now looking back to his left. Good stepping by DeGraff, who good to see. Didn't pick up an injury after a tackle by Rendell. This one played forward by Smichenko. Again, they're trying to clear his lines. Polisi let that one go. Falls for Fakunle. Couldn't get past Malamura, who fouls him. Those two have been a good battle here, Malamura and Fakunle, as well as the left back of Calgary, Blake Fenton.
Malamura's had a good half, putting in a really hard shift again. Got 2 assists in the first match against Lane and was absolutely outstanding in that game.
Didn't see a notion for how much time will be added on here in the first half, but we will wait to see.
There was a kind of couple of minutes stoppage when the injury happened to DeGraff.
Yeah, that's true. Here's a delivery in from Danny Pritchard, a high riser, retreating there, back across goal, chance and a clearance by Eric DeGraff outside the box, and a second one by Polisi. Back in, though, but grabbed by Luciano Traslin as Rovers try to break here. Traslin, a lovely ball looking for Connor Glennon, but the referee blows the whistle for halftime. Leon Hapgood quickly off his bench to the dressing room here. Rovers won. Foothills won after 45 minutes of play here from Swangard Stadium. Polisi opened the scoring in the 29th minute with an absolute beauty goal. Willie Accio tied it 4 minutes later off the assist from Corey Bent. Getting Hill Michael McCall after a great first half. We'll be back for the second here from Swangard Stadium. Stick around. It'll be a good one.
calendar, folks. June 7th, Raiders Swangard. The Florida Rangers are in town. That's at 7 p.m. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here are your Vancouver TSS Rovers.
Danilo, let's go, bud.
Hey, Mally, let's go, Bobo. I'm not looking for a guy who kind of hold back in any way, shape, or form.
Warm now?
Should be on our side. Yeah, dead spread, yeah? Boys, get a fucking dead spread before you go on. At 60 at least.
Well, back to Swangard Stadium here, getting home Michael McCall after a great first half of action in Burnaby. A 1-1 score. Teo Polisi scored in the 29th minute off a beautiful goal. If you have the chance to go back and watch that one during break and play, do so. It is probably the best goal Rovers have scored, besides Connor McMillan's goal in the previous 2 years of their existence. 3 years, I guess. This is the third season overall, and equalizing 4 minutes later, Willie Accio off a nice ball in from Corey Bennett from the right wing, just in front of the Swangardians to my right. Rovers' mistake that led to that one. As the Rovers in the red kit, black shorts, and black socks after going with the red shorts on Friday. Foothills in the all green and white striped jersey and socks with the white shorts. 1-1 after. First half, something to keep an eye on, though. The yellow cards are a factor. Marcelo Polisi and Blake Fenton both on yellows. No corners for UBC in that first half, one for the Foothills. As the second half from Swangard is about to get underway after the Foothills doing their very delayed warm-ups.
Ladies and gentlemen, just want to give a warm West Coast welcome to our friends that made the trip over the Rockies from Calgary.
And if you want to get in touch with us during the second half to chat about the game, this season, or anything to do with local Canadian soccer, send me a message on Twitter at AFTN Canada. Someone that did that is Jordan Haynes' mum, Sandra, at Sandra Haynes 117, saying hi from Peterborough in Ontario. And just clarifying that Jordan actually got injured in the last game of the regular season, and that was why he didn't play in the postseason for Calgary Foothills as they won the championship last year.
He has looked the part, though, this year with the Rovers.
He's been really good in the first couple of games.
Glennon gets the ball in the right wing from Eric DeGraff as the Rovers push the pace to start the second half. Feeling like our goal might be coming quickly. DeGraff rips it in, far post. Drops to Marcelo Polisi, takes a shot, deflects off his own brother, Mateo. A little bit of friendly fire there. I'm sure that wasn't intentional. Here's Haynes hits Hayfield with the ball, and the Foothills try to bring it the other way. Haynes will be rewarded eventually with an assist or a goal. He's played very well. Saw there switching the plays. A good tackle by Eric DeGraff on Fakunli. Nothing in that. Got the man with the ball. Then the man is. They shake hands.
It's certainly something we've seen in the first 3 games now. The TSS fullbacks on both sides, DeGraff and Haynes, have been getting forward a lot, really helping out in the attack.
The clock has not started here at Swangard for the second half. It might be an issue, but
at least it's on the screen, so we're good.
Throw in here for the Foothills. Once the ball is kicked in, Chris Guerrero into his kit now for the Rovers, about to come in. We'll assume for Jordan Haynes. Left back for left back switch, or Haynes could be pushed into midfield as he was in on Sunday against Lane. It is a free kick for the Foothills.
Guerrero can play both full-back positions as well, and Eric DeGraff did take a bit of a hefty challenge in the first half, so we'll have to see. Free kick getting whipped in here.
Towards the back stick, up for there is a header over by Pritchard. Nothing much in there. Pritchard thought he was tugged, but referee shook it off.
Yeah, ball moving there. It's going to have to get taken again. In the first half, probably went the way that Calgary were hoping. Obviously, they wouldn't have wanted to give up a goal, but that aside, I mean, the pace of the game, the nature of the game, it's probably suiting Calgary perfectly. They're wanting to hit on the counter. They look quite dangerous in the few opportunities that they did carve out. TSS just now doing all the running. We talked about the weather could be a factor as this game goes on with the heat down there. Calgary training. Oh, chance here for Calgary.
And behind, it's taken out. It was Akio. Rather, that's Corey Bent in behind the defense, and it's a corner coming up here for the Foothills, their second of the game. Good tackle, though, by Smachenko.
Who gets up holding himself. Took a little bit of a knock in the back, just stretching out. Yeah, Calgary's pre-season, most of it was done in the indoor Foothills complex that they've got, so they haven't been used to playing in this heat, and if anyone's watched Cavalry games in the CPL, weather's not been good there.
Played in by Fakunli to the back post, punched clear by Trasley, drops down for Pritchard. He'll retreat to the top of the 18 to get it closed on by Malamura. Those two in a good battle then the first half, and that one goes out for goal kick for Trasolini. As the Foothills player just took out a banner there on the far side. Takes the tumble, does Pritchard. Trasolini plays it quickly here to Legindo. Actually, only preseason game for Calgary Foothills against Cavalry FC was a snowy one at Spruce Meadows. That was at the end of April, so Foothills go from snow a month and a bit later to 28-degree heat here at Swangard Stadium. Here's Connor Glennon. Moves by 4 Foothills. A smooth play to Marcelo Polisi. As Chris Guerrero and German Sanga prepped to come in for the Rovers. As well as German Judge there talking to Willie Cromack. Turn over again here from the Rovers. Here's Drake Rendell. On a move on by Mark Baldissimo. Goes down quickly by Jordan Haynes. That one's into the Rovers 18-yard box here for Luciano Trasolini. It's looked very good. First 3 games as a Rover so far. 2 clean sheets. Here's Smachenko over the top. Beautiful ball to David Mallory. He'll settle that one down with Polisi ahead of him. Polisi just out of his reach. He'll trying to let one go as he moves by a couple of Foothills. Drops it off near side to Connor Glennon. Polisi carries on his run. Nice ball from Glennon to Eric DeGraff. His SFU teammate lifts it into the box. Still there. McMillan battling there, trying to leave it for Matteo Polisi. And cleared by Bent. Here's Baldissimo retreating with a nice touch. Left-footed ball to Jordan Haynes. Haynes lifts it in towards Malamur. That one over his foot. Falls from Matteo Polisi with a touch off a heel click there. And Eric DeGraff will get there. Nice ball. Glennon thought about delivering it in. He'll go back to Marcelo Polisi. Willie Accio, the furthest forward here for the Foothills. Just inside the halfway line of Calgary. Here's Haynes. Lifts it through for Connor McMillan and behind the defense. Closed down by Ewan Ball. McMillan step over on his right foot. He'll cut it back. Leaves it off the top of the 18 of the Foothills for Connor Glennon. Baldissimo rolls it back to Ellie Guindo. Now Polisi. McMillan. Marcelo Polisi with his brother Mateo parked in just the top of the 18 directly in front of Ben Jackson here. Baldissimo goes back to Guindo, 2-goal scorer on Friday. Silenced yet as of the goal-scoring ways. No corner kicks for TSS so far. McMillan looking through. Hit Pritchard, but Rovers collect here. All 21 players on the inside of Calgary's half right now. Polisi tries to switch. Beautiful floated ball at the foot of Eric DeGraff. Nice touch over the head of Tofa Fakunle. Much shorter statured Tofa Fakunle. Now Baldissimo. Marcelo Polisi. Connor Glennon. David Malamur over the top looking for Eric DeGraff, and that one just a bit too far there. Rovers build up much stronger in this game than it was Friday, and there's nothing wrong with Friday. It just looked a lot better in regards to moving the ball around. Still nothing to show for it more than a goal here. But what a goal it was by Mateo Polisi, Michael.
Can't really argue if they score 5 goals on Friday about not moving the ball. It's what they do with it in front of goal.
Thrown forward by Fenton on a yellow, as is Marcelo Polisi, the man on the ball. Glennon turns it over to Marcus Campanile. And out of play off the hood of Marcelo Polisi. Throw in here for Calgary. Ro Cromack just checking his watch here. Seeing when Jaj and Gurman Sangam come in. And throwing up coming here for the Foothills on this near side.
Sanga's looked good in the 2 sub-performances he's had so far for TSS. He's definitely a danger out in the wing.
Very direct player. Next one at defenders. Throw-in coming up here for Eric DeGraff.
I have to feel Will Cromack maybe feels just needs freshened up a little bit with these players playing the game on Friday night as well.
Don't want to pull him out after the big performance, but fatigue will play a factor and is playing a factor right now as DeGraff plays it ahead to Glennon. McMillan there, didn't have the height to win that ball off the header. And now Marcelo Polisi will collect it. It's at his own half, finds Danilo Smichenko. All the way back to Luciano Trasolini. He'll play it ahead towards Jordan Haynes in the left wing. Header back to Eli Guindo. First touch for him. He'll collect it. Over the top looking for Haynes. Now it falls for Connor McMillan. Nice touch off his foot. Trying to get there first. He could. Nice recovery quickly by Dan Hayfield. Here's Jackson. Off the head of Polisi. Finds Mark Baldissimo off his knee. He'll control the ball past 2 Foothills and 3. Nice unit by Baldissimo. Threads it through to left wing for Malamur, who's offside. Good spotting by the linesman on the near side. Malamur not happy, but he will turn the ball over for a Calgary free kick.
Few dangerous options on the bench for TSS, apart from the couple of gentlemen we mentioned that are going to be coming on. Gurman Jaj as well, scored on his debut against Lane United. Rahid Rahim as well brings a bit of pace to the wing. You can bring him on.
Looks like Gurman Jaj and Sanga and Chris Guerra are the ones to be coming in. Been in their penny for a couple minutes now, so more of just preparation. Waiting for the right time. Here's Connor Glennon with a bit of pace, trying to flip it through for Connor McMillan. That one didn't go. Those two frustrated with each other as they try to build up the play here. Jackson finding Ewan Balt. Flips it out to Pritchard. Corey Bent, those two Capers teammates come together. Corey Bent splits a couple of TSS Rovers and breaks forward. Bent past 3 Rovers and 4, taken out by Guindo. It's a free kick here for the Foothills in a very good position as Eli Guindo had to come in at the right time and take down Bent. And a smart foul by Guindo.
Yeah, I think that was worth a yellow card there because Bent, I think, would have had Guindo for pace there. Great run there from Corey Bent. Just see him there, getting past every player. Nearly got through the last couple of defenders there. Eli Guindo with the foot out just to stop him. Good professional foul there from the big man.
Yeah, Bent did get past Guindo and Haynes there. It was in behind. But a good tackle by Eli Guindo. As a free kick in a good position for Dan Hayfield after scoring on Friday, similar position for the second-year Foothill. One of 3 returnees from the USL2 championship last year. Hayfield and Fakunle standing over it. Fakunle can hit these as well. Corey Bent there. All 3 of those can hit the ball pretty well. Here's Hayfield standing over to 5-man Rovers while he'll take it. That one going to go over the goal. Trasolini had an eye on all the way. So he'll get a goal kick here. Quickly played to Danilo Smidchenko. Great distribution from the back. This time he'll slow it down to Marcelo Polisi. Rolls into the path of Mateo. Far side for Jordan Haynes with a bit of pace here, moving up ahead of David Malamura. He'll take on Pritchard and get by him. Malamura with a nice burst of speed here, looking to get into the air, but Pritchard recovers. Nice move on the left foot by Malamura. Floated ball in towards DeGraff. He'll get up there. Good save by Ben Jackson. Rovers with a beautiful build-up, and then David Malamura with a great ball in towards Eric DeGraff, who climbed the highest, but his header directly at Ben Jackson. That would have been something special. The Rovers were able to connect on that one as Polisi gets a turnover to Connor McMillan from distance. McMillan floats into the path of Glennon. Has two teammates far side, carries on himself, leaves it from Marcelo Polisi. Beautiful ball there to David Malamura on side. Malamura whips the ball and hits a teammate, or hits the arm of Pritchard there, it looked like anyways. This one in the box towards Connor Glennon. He'll shoot that one into the Swangardians.
Just couldn't get the shot off there. I'd like to see that handball though again.
Good ball in from Malamura. Twice now in the last couple of minutes, creating with that left foot.
Just seeing Malamura here getting the better, whipping the ball in. Oh, this was just after the handball incident, but DeGraff got his head on that one. Yeah,
he couldn't have done much else here, and here's this chance for David Malamura.
Yeah, kind of hit the back of his, or the side of his back, so no handball there. Good call by the referee.
Here's Jackson clearing this one to halfway, just directly at halfway, actually just past. Glennon with the highest header forward to McMillan. He's had a couple of good touches in this half, leading to opportunities. Nice ball here to Connor Glennon, with McMillan running through. Ball just lacked from Glennon, and the Foothills will collect. Here's Chimon, floats it through for Akio. That one rolling a bit too much on Smidchenko, or on Akio, so Smidchenko will get a through and he'll leave it for DeGraff. But now the substitutes coming in. Connor Glennon, one of them. Chris Guerrero coming in for Jordan Haynes. Glennon out for Gurman Sanga, and Gurman Jaj coming in for David Malamura. As McMillan and Polisi surviving. I'd like to see Gurman Jaj go up top here and maybe combine with Mateo Polisi and Connor McMillan, as he will do just that. McMillan looked good at striker. Again, doesn't have the necessary stature to be able to provide off headers, but a couple of times in this game he's done good at the feet. And Gurman Sanga comes in for Connor Glennon. This one over the top towards Gurman Josh, flicked on by Ewan Bolt. Drake Rendell. Akio and Smidchenko battling, throwing for the Rovers quickly here to Ali Guindo. Guindo gets past Rendell dangerously, in a bit of trouble here. Quickly finds Smidchenko. Smart play by Ali Guindo, and Smidchenko just about lost that one. Plays it quickly to Eric DeGraff. Off the foot of Blake Fenton. Gurman Sanga, nice ball back to DeGraff. And talked about Gurman Sanga, a freshman at Memphis University, playing for the Tigers this past season. A couple of goals for them. Made the playoffs as well. That one off the foot of DeGraff. Falls to Sanga with a bit of room to run here. Sanga closing, goes down by Fenton. Recovered by the Foothills, and Schumann puts that one out of play. Good performance from all three subs that came off. Glennon, Haynes, as well as Malamura. Here's Polisi. Rahid Rahim now warming up for the Rovers. Here comes Eli Guindo running out of his own half towards Connor McMillan. McMillan comes together there with Pritchard. This one played through to a Rover on the far side. That's Chris Guerrero getting there first. Whips it in the right foot dangerously. Grabbed by Ben Jackson. Another SFU player, Chris Guerrero there. Playing left back, at a good role at left back last year for TSS. Him and Haynes will be probably the 1-2 punch this year. You see the good idea there by the Rovers. Schumann finds Fenton just past Sanga. Rolls into the path of Marcus Campanile. Turns it over. Marcel Polisi taken out in the middle of the pitch there by Campanile's opposite 8. And referee blows away. It's a yellow card there to Campanile.
Crunch and tackle there on Matteo Polisi, who's staying down.
Marcelo Polisi played the full 90 on it Friday, as did Mark Baldissimo. So we'll see what those two, or how those two stay in the game potentially. Rahid Rahim an option like for like. If that was to be the case, as Eric DeGraff comes over for some water.
No malice in that from Campanile, but just a little bit late. Some tired legs out there. It's a point noted by Sailor C on Twitter as well, Chris Corrigan. It's definitely looking some tired legs, but the players that TSS have brought on, freshness, they've got a lot of pace as well, so maybe look to exploit that from Calgary, who haven't made the subs yet.
McMillan to Jaj, nice ball back to McMillan, getting in behind the defense, going to step it over. And now he'll work on by Corey Bent, who does a good job of winning the ball back for his side and finds Danny Pritchard. Free kick here for the Foothills. A nice job of the defenders of the Foothills in that sense. Corey Bent and Danny Pritchard combining to win a free kick for their side after being put under the cosh defensively. The sub coming in now for Calgary.
Francesco Bartolillo is going to be coming in for Calgary. Played the last 2 seasons with Victoria Highlanders in the USL League 2, PDL as it was then. Drake Rendell coming off. Amazingly has not got a booking.
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised by that.
Smart sub from Liam Hapgood as the game earlier got out of the hands of Drake Rendell, but he's been able to kind of put his head down and work a little bit more and focus on the attacking side of things.
He's actually really worked hard in this half. He's closed down the TSS defenders every time the ball's gone into that end, not giving them a chance to coolly and calmly play out from the back.
Flicked on forward there by the Rovers. The foot of Matteo Polisi fed through. Here comes Corey Bent, potentially able to get in there. He does. Man in the middle. It's a chance out of the reach, and then good save by Charaslini as Bartolillo got a foot on that one. After miscommunication with the Rovers backline as Charaslini clears to half. Here's Gurman Judge. That one will hop over his foot, or his head. Schumann gets there first. Played ahead to Gurman Sanga here. Room to roam for the Rovers. Gurman Sanga with a bit of pace here. Ball gets away from now. He'll recover, and a good tackle and clear by Blake Fenton. And that should be a corner for the Rovers. Should be their first of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Just seeing the chance here again for Calgary. Stretching Bartolillo there just on the pitch. Not able to get too much on it. Ball was kind of getting away from him. Although TSS have dominated the possession in this half, it's Calgary that's definitely had the better chances of the second half, looking for the go-ahead goal. But we'll see what Marcello Polisi can do with this corner kick.
Other action, USL2 before this happens. 2-0 Victoria up over the Sounders. This one flicked in, or over the Portland Timbers, I should say. 1-0 Lane as well over the Sounders. Here's Mark Baldissimo. Teams in action today in the USL League 2. Accio taken down. A referee again blows the whistle rather than playing the advantage, and it's going to be a free kick for the Foothills and a yellow card to Mark Baldissimo. Already 5 in this game to both sides, or total between the two teams.
Cards starting to fly now, and I think that was a deserved one there for Mark Baldissimo.
A couple of times both teams trying to get in behind and either fouled or taken out, leading to a yellow card or a free kick in this game. So both teams with tired legs able to capitalize on mistakes with the defenders. As you see then a yellow card to Mark Baldissimo. A smart one by him a couple of times in this half as well. Eligindo and Mark Baldissimo just smart tackles to make sure the Foothills not able to break. But they did receive yellow cards, so it's something to look out for later in the match if there is another opportunity presented like that. This ball whipped into the area, off the head of Ewan Bob with a foul. And a free kick here for the Rovers inside their own 18. It'll be Luciano Traslini to take it.
Fun fact about the Baldissimo brothers, there's the 3 of them, Mark, Matthew and Michael. I've seen all 3 be sent off at some point.
Hope that doesn't go against us here, Michael. There's a throw in from DeGraff.
They are tough tackling midfielders. They do pick up quite a lot of cards, the 3 of them.
Matthew getting yellow card in the Pacific FC opener as well against Halifax Wanderers back in early May. Throw in coming up here for Blake Fenton.
Last time I actually saw Mark Baldissimo play was in the Pac West semi-finals a couple of years ago, where he got sent off for Douglas College.
Marcello Polisi finds Mark Baldissimo, back to Danilo Smitchenko. Eligindo. He'll push the pace to the left wing for Guerrero. That one off the foot and brought the other way by Corey Bent. Bent step over. A good job by Baldissimo, parked in a perfect position to clear that one out of play. 62nd minute approaching the 63rd, still 1-1.
Calgary certainly looking the more dangerous team right now. They've got a lot of pace to them, and they're going to pounce on any giveaways that TSS give them, which unfortunately is becoming more and more as this half goes on.
McMillan finds Gindo. He'll clear to send on Gurman Jaj. A little out of position here, but now he'll hustle to get that ball closing down. Schumann beautifully there. Gurman Jaj a chance to get in that ball, but a good job recovering the second time by Schumann to win it back. Gurman Senga, some good pressure, wins it back for the Rovers. 2-1 with Polisi. Leaves it here. Matteo Polisi again. Good save by Jackson as he got down and made that one as Matteo Polisi threatening off a good pass from Gurman Senga, the substitute, and it remains 1-1.
Great stop there by Ben Jackson for the corner for TSS. See that again. It looked like Polisi was going to score. Gurman Sanga plays a nice ball inside. Polisi takes a touch. Looks like he does everything right. But Ben Jackson, we know what a good keeper he's been with Cape Breton. Just seeing it there. Great stop.
Beautiful stop, getting down there quickly to deny the Rovers' third-year player, Matteo Polisi. Here's the ball on from Marcelo Polisi. Victon back post and just out of the reach of Mateo's. He'll hustle to get that one there against the head of Willie Accio, but Accio wins it there. Through for Corey Bent, who's onside. Did a good job of staying there. Chris Guerrero and German Sanga to retreating defensively. Nice move by Bent into the area. And again, carries on. Corey Bent scores! What a goal by Corey Bent!
Great individual goal there by Corey Bent. And the guy has so much pace to burn. Absolutely fantastic solo goal there by Corey Bent. Just as soon as he got the ball out wide, you felt he was going to do some damage. And you just see the replay here. Cuts inside and Chris Guerrero. Cuts back outside again, takes a lucky deflection, but shot went through, and Luciano Trasolini's going to wish that he could have kept that one out the back of the net. You have to say, the way that Calgary's played in this half, it's been coming. They've been looking very dangerous on the attack. Midway through the second half now, Corey Bent giving the Foothills a 2-1 lead. First real adversity now that TSS are going to be facing this season. First time they've been behind in a game. First goals they've conceded today as well. And we talked about the importance of this in the grand scheme of things with the 3 straight meetings between these two teams. TSS have looked a little bit tired. I mean, it was the right decision to go with an unchanged starting lineup, and Will Cromack has mixed it up a little bit in the second half. But they've looked the tireder of the two teams in this second half. Now they've got to try and fight back. They've got certainly the firepower out there, but they're going to have to watch Bent, because every time the ball, his defence is really struggling to handle his pace. And we saw that when we watched him in the Nationals this year. We've seen it in the PDL with Victoria before as well. He's such a talent.
He can do so many things as well. Likes his pace, but can also shoot from distance. And a great provider of the ball, as well as you saw a goal and an assist after getting the ball in earlier to Willie Accio.
It's all well and good knowing what Corey Bent is going to do. It's then stopping him once he's on the ball.
Here's Ellie Guindo retreating. Rahid Rahim continues to warm up here for the Rovers, down by a goal. 67th minute at Swangard. First of 3 meetings against the Foothills. Next ones take place next Friday at 7, next Sunday at 2. As McMillan could not find a team at Marcelo Polisi. Quickly ahead here to Matteo Polisi. Looks a little bit tired now. After a broken in goal against Jackson a couple minutes before the Calgary goal. And Polisi was able to score that. Could have put the Rovers out of reach here with a maybe 2-1 lead and potential to add more. But Calgary keeper Ben Jackson did a good job of stopping it. And then off a Rovers corner kick, Corey Bent brought it the other way almost steamingly from half. Beat Chris Guerrero and slotted it home past Luciano Traslini, who was left out to dry.
These are the fine lines that Carl Robinson always talked about with the Whitecaps. Have a chance at one end, you don't take it. Calgary capitalise that, and they're looking to do it again here.
Fakunli finds Accio at the feet. Great tackle by Danilo Smichenko, and good job from Mark Baldismo not going down. That's a shot from distance easily from Accio, but a good stop by Luciano Traslini as he'll try and break here. A poor ball as that one goes up in the air. Danilo Smichenko, the thumping clearance towards Connor McMillan. In comes Pritchard. Heads it forward. Guerrero will retreat just in front of his own touchline. Now Rovers all to play for here. Don't want to lose their third game of the season, lose crucial points at home. As here's Matteo Polisi. German Sanga and acres of space here. Beautiful ball from Matteo Polisi. Here comes Sanga. Taking on Fenton 1-1. Cuts inside. Sanga carries on. Chips it through for German Jaj, and that's a good interception there by Ball, but a poor touch, and it's a corner for the Rovers.
Certainly going to see what this Rovers team is made of now. Still a lot of time left in this one. We're just past the halfway mark.
Marcelo Polisi over to take for the Rovers.
But this has been a good-looking Calgary defence, and Ben Jackson looks in top form for them as well. Looks like he's going to be tough to try and get something past. Gurman Jaj, though, fancy getting on this.
Well played in clear by the Foothills. Fenton a half clearance again, picked up and brought away again. Here's Hayfield, a man ahead of him, not enough speed there by Marcus Campanile to get that ball.
TSS still have Rahid Rahim that they can bring on, pacey winger. you have to feel if he comes on, it's going to be for either Matteo Polisi or Connor McMillan, both of whom have put in a big shift today and looking a little bit tired legs out there from both of them.
Matteo Polisi came out in the 77th minute on Friday. McMillan in the 60th, so see what Will Cormac decides to do. So after Friday, it was crucial to get off McMillan and Matteo Polisi earlier in the game, and that one was out of reach. Here's Sanga. Throw one here for TSS. Sanga takes in the red and blue, or red and white kid in number 11. McMillan, beautiful touch here from Matteo Polisi again. Can he do it from distance? Polisi flicks it through to Connor McMillan and behind the defense. Fenton comes in and clears that one for a throw-in for TSS here as Chris Guerrero comes to take it. He and DeGraff have switched. Guerrero to right back, DeGraff to left. Here's a throw-in from Guerrero. Matteo Polisi to Guerrero. Now to Marcelo Polisi, back to Guerrero. Cute little touch here to Matteo Polisi, breaking by the Foothills defense. Whoops into the box and cleared away by Ewan Ball.
Every ball that comes into the box, Calgary's just mopping it up and getting it out of there, but they're not getting it too far, so TSS are still piling the pressure on here.
Here's Eli Guindo. Guerrero wants in this near side. Here's Polisi in space. That one going to go over the goal. Thought about it. Did Polisi, had the go, and just went a bit too high of the goal. 71st minute now. Here from Swangard. First of 3 meetings between these two, as I mentioned, over the next weekend. Rovers' next home game Friday, June 7th against the Victoria Highlanders. They have a week off after next weekend's meeting against the Foothills. Do the Rovers to have a bit of rest just past the halfway mark of the season. That'll be after next weekend. Here's Eric DeGraff towards Gurmanjaj. Nice touch to his teammate Matteo Polisi. Trying to move on by Pritchard. You will find Marcelo Polisi's Facunli comes in and Polisi takes him out. Free kick for the Foothills here. Not the right idea there by Marcelo Polisi. He got on the wrong side of the ball. Whoever's going to make a sub, and it will coming off. Smart sub as well by Willie Cromack as Baldisimo already on a yellow.
Definitely going for it now, TSS, bringing off a defensive midfielder for a pacey winger. It's going to be interesting, though, now to see the shape of the team. I'm wondering if they might go to 3 at the back, although just now it does look like they're still going with a flat back 4.
Maybe a 4-1-4-1 with Raheem and Polisi holding. This one through. Accio chips the keeper and puts it just wide. Willie Accio been so dangerous. Only 1 goal of last year in 11 appearances. Just about got his second of the game, third of the afternoon for the Foothills just then.
I better put the game to bed for Calgary for sure. Came within inches of just chipping that over Luciano Trasolini's head. TSS defence just cannot switch off at all for the rest of this half because there's some dangerous guys on this Foothills team that's going to take advantage of that.
Here comes Matteo Polisi, head of steam, leaves it for Rahid Rahim over the top looking for Sanga. That one's going to roll out towards Eric DeGraff, and that one's out of play.
I do wonder if we're maybe going to see Matteo Polisi in a bit of a free roll now. Saw him do that a couple of times with Rena's Tigers this year in the VMSL, where he was just basically playing box to box just to be their sole creative output. Smichenko playing the ball all the way back here to Trasolini.
Rovers a team that went in front of the 29th minute. Tying goal by Willie Accio in the 33rd. Then it was kind of all to play for before second half. Second half started. Calgary came out a little bit better. And after Rovers cornered their first of the game, it cost them. Good break by Corey Bent. Nothing much the Rovers could do with his pace as he got in past Chris Guerrero and beat Trasolini with a deflected strike. That gifted the Foothills a 2-1 lead. Here's Smichenko. That's where we are now. And minute number 74 here from Swangard. Here's Marcelo Polisi finding Matteo. Back to Marcelo as Matteo Polisi dropping a little bit deeper here, allowing Raheem to float. And attacking mid-roll. Here is McMillan. Hit the body there of Campanile. Comes in with a flying tackle. Guindo keeps it in instead of a throw. Here's Raheem finding McMillan. Has Guerrero to his left. Sanga back from McMillan from distance. McMillan trying to flip it through here. Drops back to Rahid Rahim from distance. Stopped by Jackson. Referee keeps the play going here as Campanile down a heap. And he will blow the whistle. Good idea from Rahid Rahim to let that one go from distance. No points in a few appearances last year for TSS. And it was a good save by Ben Jackson. as that one came in high off the foot of Rahim, and he made the save. Referee waving the trainer for Calgary onto the pitch.
That's not going to be a good sign for Calgary. Campanello's going to be a key player for them this year. Of course, he could just be wasting a little bit of time. We never see players do that, of course. Trying to multitask here up in the booth as well. Unfortunately, AFTN photographer Tommy Waziak, well, I say unfortunately, he's away for a well-deserved long weekend holiday. We do let him have time off every now and again, but not here today to capture the match. So trying to do some commentating and take some photos at the same time, just so we can have something up on the site tonight for this.
Made it sound so bad, Mike.
I know. It's just we do let him have time off. Not much, but we do let him have time off.
Hard working Tom Waziak does a great job for Residual Image. It's his Twitter handle, and then as well for AFTN, some great photos.
Riley Pang now going to be coming on for TSS as well. Have to feel that.
For Eric
Actually, I was
DeGraff.
going to say, hard to say who you might feel this is for. It looks like it is Eric DeGraff.
We've seen Riley Pang play striker. We've seen him play centre back.
I think this is them going 3 at the back now. Like I was wondering if they would possibly do. And you'll have Shmichenko, Gindo and Pang there. He can play left back as well. And in fact, Guerrero's now switched out to the right-hand side here. And so Campanello getting helped off here. That is not a good sign for Calgary.
Dom Paletto about to come in for the Foothills. A Trinity Western Spartan player just finishing his 5th year there. And a very smart attacking player, contributed with the goal of the National Championships and a victory over York. It was a 4th place finish for the Spartans after losing in the bronze medal game. Even though they tied that bronze medal game in or semifinal game leading to the bronze medal game of Vijay Bukas, a former TSS Rover, with an absolute beautiful bicycle kick. They tied that one, but they were able to lose the game in the semifinal, making them go to the bronze.
And Dom Paletto is a dangerous player. He's someone else that TSS are certainly going to have to watch here.
Would know Ellie Gindo from his time at Trinity Western. As Traslini goes hard to the near side for Chris Guerrero, retreating. Gets the header on nicely for Gurman Sanga. Sanga with a nice touch over the top for Gurman Josh. And those two coming together. Back for Sanga. Chance for the break here for the Rovers. Here's McMillan. Really good chance laying it across for Sanga. Deflects it in top of the area. Chewin couldn't clear it though. McMillan back to a nice place here for Connor McMillan. Now Chris Guerrero into the area. Clear by the Foothills. Not much farther again as Michael mentioned. But Police, he won't get the touch in there. Accio with a chance to break here for the Foothills. 1-on-5 Rovers. Here is Hayfield. Back to Pritchard. He'll clear inside the Rovers half, and that's a throw in here as Ellie Gindo all the way back to pick up the ball.
And apart from that Matteo Polisi chance just before Calgary took the lead, TSS haven't really threatened to add to their tally in this one. It's been a really, really good defensive performance by Foothills, and if they can hold on to this now, they've got to be firm favourites to win the division. They probably were anyway going into the season, but there was a lot of questions over this team. It was a young team, there was a complete rebuild, and you just didn't know what it was going to have. But head coach Liam Hapgood is often thought to be the tactical mastermind between the Foothills' success in the past, and we've seen a really good performance from his team today and getting the win down in Seattle on Friday night as well. They'll be very happy starting off the season with 2 road games and getting 2 victories if they can hold on here.
Liam Hapgood, one of 4 new coaches in the USL Northwest Division this year, alongside Will Cromack.
All changed. A lot of assistants will promote it, so they do know this team and the style of play.
Darren Sawatsky, the Sounders U23 of last year, and Dave Gallus, the former Lane United coach, both went to FC Tucson. Good start to the year for them as well, won 4-0 yesterday. Liam Hapgood promoted.
Last I heard it was 1-1 as well between Lane and Seattle this afternoon.
Still 2-0 Victoria in the 70th minute. Corey Bent off a bad touch. Emilio Gindo trying to get behind. Corey Bent with a shot. Good block and good save by Luciano Traslini, keeping this one at 2-1 Calgary. Here comes Riley Pang. Hit the foot, though, of the Foothill closest to him.
Definitely one of Luciano Traslini's strengths is his shot stopping. Seeing it there. Big save, keeping TSS in this game.
Raheem lost the ball to a Foothill, but it's off the player's leg. That was Sesco Bartolillo retreating, who almost scored moments after coming on. Here's Sanga. Touch a bit too high for himself, so he'll lay it off to Marcelo Polisi, outrunning, battling there with the Foothills player. And now Smichenko Far side to McMillan. That's going to be over his head. And a throw-in coming up here for Pritchard. 80th minute from Swangard. Crucial last 10 minutes here for TSS. Can they continue their unbeaten run of the season? They're going to have to be excellent here to do so. Daniel Kaiser prepped to come in for the Foothills. The UBC Thunderbird fresh off his rookie year, and an outstanding rookie year as well.
I know we were very impressed commentating on Kaiser. Great performance. Got picked up an injury though midway through the season. We saw him play right back. I think he can also play left back as well. So it'll be interesting to see where he slots in here for Foothills. Very dangerous going forward though.
Very pacey as well. Mainly the right back this year at UBC until injury hit. So here comes Chris Guerrero. That's Riley Pang rather hit a foothill. That one's clear by Calgary, but it's another throw-in for the Rovers in that far side. Can they make something out of it here as they did in the first half in that Polisi goal? Directly off a throw and a quick pass to David Malamur, and then a ball to Mateo Polisi, who finished beautifully. That could be goal of the season for the Rovers, but there are still lots of games left.
Apparently one of the goals of the week is in the Victoria game this afternoon. Haven't seen it. It might have been their second goal. Apparently it was a golazzo. And it might even be better than Mateo Polisi's from Friday night.
I'm sure Vituro had a good time with that one. Here's the throw in it from Riley Pang.
It's going to be a long one into the box. I like a nice long throw in. Great offensive tool if you can really pull this off.
Long one in the box towards Josh. Flicked clear by Ball. The retreating is Bartolillo with the header clear. Kaiser takes out Riley Pang as those two UBC teammates come together. Paul Peterson, the goalkeeping coach of the UBC Thunderbirds, beside me up in arms there. One of the best out of that challenge for both players. You see Pang here coming in on Kaiser.
Full-blooded. That's the kind of tackle you want to see. Tackling's an art form that's sadly disappearing from the game these days. Just don't know what's a good tackle, what's not a good tackle. Just have to time everything to perfection.
Here's McMillan. Going to move on by Kaiser. Switch to the near side for Sanga. Header clear by Fenton there, and it went down the heap. He's okay now as Guerrero battling it out with Tofa Fakunle. Guerrero gets the best of him, finds German Sanga. Not much room here for the Rovers to work with. Guerrero quickly finds Rahid Rahim. Nice ball to Mateo Polisi in space. Has Pang out wide left. Polisi, nice ball to Pang. Might hustle to get there ahead of Pritchard. He does. Whips into the area. Back post chance for Rahim. And it's hit the post and it hit Jackson. Sanga back in, clear by the Foothills. What an opportunity for the Rovers as Rahid Rahim hit something in front of the goal that made sure they couldn't score.
Came off the post, I think, at first, and back to Rahim, and then Jackson cleared it off the goal line there.
83rd minute, Marcelo Polisi quickly to Rahim, who just about had his first Rovers goal and tied the game.
It's not going to come much closer than that.
Smichenko finds Eligindo. Big right foot on him. Switches it here towards Guerrero. That one will be stopped by Guerrero barely, and he keeps it in. What a play. Now it's out.
It's run out there, unfortunately.
German Jaj was placed in a perfect position, the 18-yard box, to get that one. As we'll hopefully see the replay here on that play off the goal line by Ben Jackson. A couple of good saves. Here it is. Here's the beautiful ball in from Riley Pang, the center back turned left back into Rahim, and what a save by Jackson.
It wasn't off the post at all. It was just off both his feet by the looks of it. Hit his left leg to start with and then cleared by his right foot.
84th minutes. 2-1 Calgary, goals by Corey Bent.
Great ball in though from Riley Pang.
And Willie Accio. Yeah, good idea from Pang to run down the wing there, and a good ball over the top by Mateo Polisi, who's been quality again here today for the Rovers.
Pang did switch to being a defender in the last college season, and he has in the past been a winger, so that's a option for TSS, is to try and get him tearing up the wing and get some balls in. If he can send in some quality deliveries like that, they're going to have a chance to get back into this.
Mateo Polisi and Paletto come together there. Paletto a little bit too close to Mateo Polisi as he switches it here to Riley Pang. Can't ask much more to the 30-year Rover. Mateo Polisi. He's played well. German Judge, a beautiful touch pass to Pang on the left-hand side. Whips it in. Chancer deflected in front to Rahim. Can't get it to Guerrero, though. It's cleared by the Foothills. Here's Mateo Polisi. Cuts it back on his right foot. Pang calling for it far side. Finds Chris Guerrero. Wants to cut it back on his left foot. Hits it on his right. Now back to his left foot. He doesn't put it in. And he'll go back to Danilo Smichenko. Willie Accio comes in with a beautiful tackle, wins it back. Accio with Facunli to his left, ran it to Marcelo Polisi rather, and Facunli not happy with that.
Fantastic tackle there from William Accio.
Here is Polisi switching it towards McMillan. Paletto finding Bartolillo. Now Paletto with room, switches it here. Good job by Polisi to intercept that one. Here's Rahid Rahim. The near side for German Senga just out of his reach.
Poor pass there from Rahim, just stopping TSS's attack, and that's going to fit Calgary down to the ground. They'll waste some time here.
Bit too much on it there from Rahim. He's looked very good since coming on, as he did on Friday. '86 minute, 4 minutes and change for the Rovers here to do something with this game before they go on a 2-game road trip to Calgary next weekend. 2 crucial games as well. Here comes German Jazz trying to get in behind Schumann. Did a good job recovering. Here's Ewan Bald. Hits German Jazz with a clearance. And a throw in now for the Foothills. Substitution again for Calgary here. About to come in is Gordon Hall, the former Highlander. Just finished his fifth year at UNBC as well.
Ewan Bald and Gurman Jaj just squaring up a little bit there. Ben Jackson just telling the Scotsman to calm down. That's a tough thing to always do.
Never seen you wind up, Michael, but I don't know if I want to be around for that. As off comes Gordon Hall, or on comes Gordon Hall, and it looks like Blake Fenton is done for the game. Throw in here for the substitute Gordon Hall. High up in the air, retreating is Smichenko. Forward towards McMillan. That one goes past him. Cleared by Hayfield. The goal scorer from Friday has not gotten the score sheet yet today, but he's looked very good. Here's Eli Guindo. Back to Luciano Trasolini. Dangerously there. Trasolini almost turned it over to Dominic Paletto, who's moved ahead of Accio here. Here's Eli Guindo. Left side for Riley Pang. Head of steam, breaks it down the far wing. Pang high into the air towards Gurman Jaj. Drop down. Oh, not a convincing header clear. Senga back into Gurman Jaj. Backing up on his defender. Tried to find it off for Matteo Polisi. Good defending by Dom Paletto, coming all the way back from a forward position to knock that one away. Here is Marcelo Polisi. Through to Connor McMillan, trying to get there ahead of Pritchard. He did. McMillan, nice job to get him behind. McMillan on the left foot, carrying onto the byline, and that one's deflected out for a corner. I feel like McMillan waited a couple minutes too long there to get rid of the ball. A couple seconds too long, I should say.
More great defensive play, though, by Calgary. McMillan did well to strip the ball away there, and the pass inside is what he should have done there to Gurman Sanga, who was open. Had a chance with a shot here, but TSS have a corner.
TSS 2 goals and 9 set pieces on Friday. What can they do here? Whips it in, back post, cleared away by Accio. 2 goals on 9 corners, both from Guindo there. He was threatening. This one played quickly by Guerrero to Polisi. That one did not find him. Now Guerrero will have to retreat inside his own half. 88th minute here.
All hands on deck at the back here for Calgary. No men left up at that corner kick. They're going to be happy just to see this one out with a 2-1 victory.
Rovers needs to be careful as well playing it around. They did that a couple times earlier. Accio, one of the more dangerous players on Calgary this afternoon, took out Danilo Smichenko, and he went in all alone. But a good tackle by Marcelo Polisi. Rovers can't get complacent here. Here comes Matteo Polisi finding Gurman Senga. He's been dangerous, trying to get onto his left foot. Senga does, has Polisi ahead of him. Senga carries on, and stopped by Jackson. Gurman Senga, the danger man from Memphis University, works onto his left foot, a beautiful strike. But a good save by Ben Jackson. A couple times Jackson's been very good in the second half, after giving up a beauty goal by Matteo Polisi in that first, but nothing much he could have done about that. Guerrero, header forward towards Matteo Polisi, flicks it on Gurman Jaj in there to win the tackle. Recovered and cleared by Schumann. Here's Luciano Trasolini to pick it up.
Not much time left now for TSS. I don't think we'll probably see much more than maybe 3 minutes stoppage time either.
Here comes McMillan, closed down there by Foothill and Danny Kaiser. McMillan cuts it into his right foot into the area, carrying on. McMillan doesn't want to play it off to a teammate there as he's taken down, and no foul. I think there was nothing in that at all. Here's Dom Paletto.
McMillan looking for the penalty call there, but nothing doing. Good
tackle by Marcelo Polisi, trying to win it back. He can't. Kaiser finds Willie Accio, and here come the Foothills the other way. Accio trying to play it forward here, moves by Guindo. Still carrying on, has bent to his left here. He'll find it. That's Fakunli moving into the area. Good tackle by Guerrero, but Fakunli carries on. Stopped by Luciano Trasolini. Rovers didn't deal with it properly. Now they have a chance to break potentially after the Foothills committed 6 bodies forward. Here come the Rovers. Player down as well for the Foothills. Here comes McMillan trying to get past Pritchard. Got the best of him in the last 2 plays, and he does this time as well. Trying to get on to his left, and he does continue. McMillan, brilliant in these last couple of minutes here for TSS. Now he'll whip it in towards Senga. He'll retreat. Flick on header just wide. Rovers pressing and pressing here. Not for lack of trying if they're unable to tie this one.
Sanga had a couple of chances in the last couple of minutes for TSS to try and salvage a point from this one. Just see it again. Great work by McMillan out there. Running out, cross into the box, right on the head of Sanga, who just couldn't direct his header onto goal.
Calgary scored the winner in their game on Friday in the 90th minute and change. Can the Rovers have the game here in the last couple of minutes? Can't be much at a time. We'll keep an eye on how much there is. There's a player down for Calgary in that far side. I didn't catch the number. I believe it is Gordon Hall. Rather, that's Bartolillo. Lynn Hapgood's side might have to deal with a couple more forays here by the Rovers. Beautiful day at Swangard. Rovers mentioned 2-3-0 all time against the Foothills. Could be 2-4-0 in this one, as 3 more meetings on the horizon next weekend.
Not looking good here for Calgary. They've already lost Marcus Campanile, who limped off, and
this is Dominic Paletto now limping off for the Foothills. They play at Shouldes Athletic Park next weekend.
That's actually changed. All the rest of their games are going to be at that, and they're playing somewhere that I can't remember that begins with H.
Hellard Park?
Possibly.
They will be playing at Shouldes Athletic Park, Hellard Park subdivision next weekend. Friday at 7, Sunday at 2. And all Rovers fans and broadcasters alike will be tuning into that one. This one over the top towards Marcelo Polisi. Guindo retreating. Drops down in the box, cleared away, but the late challenge by Jaj, and Guindo was dangerous. Here is Sanga on that right boot, whips it in towards Guindo, ahead, just out of his reach. McMillan, top of the area, closed in by Kaiser. Raheem.
Swangardians trying to roar the ball into the back of the net here for TSS.
Here's McMillan, then left wing the left foot, whips it in back post, and that one out of the reach of Hall. Finally, he recovers with a chest out of play as Sanga was right there almost for the Rovers.
There's not going to be many more chances for TSS, so they need to try and make this one count. Marcelo Polisi, I think, just asking the referee or the assistant linesman here. Oh, and is that Paletto down again? Did he come back on just to go down?
I believe so.
Not looking good for him though. This looks a tough one. In fact, getting helped off on the far side now.
So now they'll bring in Everett Ongaro. McCune University leading scorer this year in Canada West. He's a danger man as well. Corner for TSS. Everyone forward but Chris Guerrero is at the top of the 18. Luciano Trasolini stays at halfway. 8 players in the box for TSS. Here's a corner from Polisi. Floated in, back post towards Judge. Up for the header is Smichenko. It's cleared. Guerrero will have to go all the way back to Trasolini, and he does. Not much options here for Trasolini. He'll switch to the near side for Marcelo Polisi. Heads it on. And that one stays in for McMillan. Chance to deliver it in. He won't. Finds Marcelo Polisi. He'll carry on. Polisi into the area. Carrying on again. Polisi back post. Chance at a header. Just wide from Gurun Jaj. As the big man got up for it and just wide. Can't be much at it on here. Jackson didn't know where the ball was, and now he'll get it from the ball kid in the far side and take his sweet time. As what a ball in from Polisi. What an idea to go back post. Just did it at the right time, and Jaj was there.
I think that might be the last chance we see for TSS or either team in this one.
Lynn Hapgood pacing back and forth in this near touchline, or his touchline. As here's Trasolini. Head quickly to Pang here. Rovers need a big ball into the box. They'll get it here. Floated towards Connor McMillan. Won't get there first out of Hall, who clears. Here is Guerrero retreating. Goes down by Aki, who's had a great game for Calgary, and he'll win the ball. Off the foot of Guerrero. Couple seconds added on here, not much. And that'll do it for the throw-in.
Premature there.
Hall with the throw. Over the top looking for Ognero. Goes down by Smichenko, the two number 17s coming together. Ognero just in front of the end touch line here. Gets past Smichenko. And that'll be a goal kick here, or a free kick, one of the two. It'll be a free kick. Smichenko trying to take it quickly here.
Is there going to be time for TSS to launch one last attack?
Referee wanting it to move back here. Quickly by Guerrero towards Marcelo Polisi. Could not get the touch in there. Played ahead by Bartolillo. Going to be one last late goal for Calgary. Here's Fakunle, lays it off for Kaiser. Nice touch ahead of Riley Pang. The two UBC combatants come together once again. Been a good battle on that far side between the left back and right back. Kaiser goes down by Pang. In comes Polisi to try and win the ball. It's kicked to Polisi. He'll hold it in. Referee letting the play go here. Polisi hauled down by Kaiser, and a smart foul is TSS way play on, and now they'll bring it back.
Yeah, it's a very smart foul there by Kaiser. Worth getting the booking for that one. Disrupting the flow. TSS were looking for the quick break. This is now giving the Foothills a chance to reorganise themselves at the back there.
Has to be the last chance of the game for the Rovers here. Polisi high up in the air. Furthest forward is German. Josh flicks it on to Chris Guerrero on this near side. A lovely ball into the area towards Josh. Up for it is Pang! What a save by Ben Jackson. Oh my! Keeps this game 2-1. Got the highest there. What a flick on header from Riley Pang, who's been excellent at left back since coming on. Normally a center back or a striker there. What a stop by the keeper, Ben Jackson.
Great dive and save there by Jackson. I think it may have been just going wide, but
here it is. Back post, retreating over the head of Matteo Polisi, and that'll do it. Referee blows a whistle, and the Foothills, a great start of the season with 2 wins. Rovers as well in the first of 3 matchups between these two teams in a battle for top in the USL2 Northwest Division. And thank you for joining us once again. Rovers dropped this one 2-1 after a first half goal from Matteo Polisi, tied by Willie Accio, and the winner in the second half off the foot of Corey Bent. And that is the final here from Swangard. We'll see you Friday, June 7th. Rovers on the road next weekend to face Calgary, and back here on Friday, June 7th. Getting home, Michael McCall. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you then.